Well, looks like we'll be starting the stream, so hello.
Hold phone, I couldn't hear any of it.
Oh, yeah, it's alright. We're starting the stream, so hello everyone who's here. I'm guessing not that many people should be here for now, because there is another hype match on the main channel, but we'll be watching Belgium Peru here. I'm Real Mass, and Starton will be with me. Hello.
Hi there. Nice to quickly start like this, and hi to the, I guess, like 20 people watching this one. Very exciting game going on in the other channel, but hey, you're pretty cool as well. So, yeah, why not join us sometime?
This should be a pretty cool match. We have Belgium, actually the first match from Belgium that we'll be seeing live, and that they will be playing actually, because they did not play round of 32. They forfeited against Argentina, so this is going to be their first match of the CWC. And Peru, who are now in loser bracket.
Correct indeed, yeah. Still, I was talking to Quinton, or El Scuffer now, a little while ago about how he felt about this match, and he's, well, doubtful, you could say at least. There's a bit of, obviously due to the forfeits in the previous match, there's been a bit of a dispute between the Belgian team about how they felt, and obviously just isn't a great feeling to forfeit a match. So, what will happen in this match could be partially determined by emotions. Maybe Peru is quite good. The Belgians just really haven't prepared their own tactic for it, as far as I know. So maybe Peru can take the chance there, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. The thing is, yeah, it's gonna matter a lot on the Belgium team mental, I'd say. As you said, going first match straight up in loser bracket is taking a toll on the mental, I think. They're gonna have to keep their head on their shoulders, because it's pretty tough. On the other hand, though, I think they are the stronger team on paper against Peru. Their seed is way higher, and especially with the pool becoming quite harder compared to last week, they should have the upper hand, but you never know, and I think, yeah, mental is going to play a big role in this match.
For sure. So, yeah, we'll see if Peru is going to be the one to take advantage of this. Also, 4 players in their team, so it's always a big question on whether everybody is ready and able to play. But it's looking like at least there's 3 people, and there's probably going to be 4 people you don't want to be missing out as we're starting to ban the first few maps here. It seems that Peru is going to opt for a ban on Double Tone 1, and also Les Fanboy has opted for one on HD 2. Yeah, I believe that it is a fair strategy. Looking at the Peru roster, it's obviously one of the lower seeded teams this tournament, and the lower of a seed you are, it is most of the time the case that, well, your hard work skills won't be on par with that of the higher ranked players in the curriculum. We definitely do have a couple of those players in Belgium, so you gotta be aware of those higher AR mods, for sure.
Absolutely. And yeah, HD2 makes sense. Ban for Belgium. Peru kind of stood out with a really good HD2 performance last week, so it makes sense. Also, you mentioned that Peru is 4 players. Effectively, they're kind of just a 3-man roster, because the 4th player is just a ranked 5k player that kind of, I think, just got ranked 5k to be able to create the team, because you need 4 players in order to create a team. So effectively, they're only going to be 3 players playing the whole match, which is tough for them, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. I was just checking out on their team, and yeah, indeed, with their 5k rank limit, that is the bare minimum that you can have whilst entering CWC. So that doesn't bode well, because let's consider the fact that round of 60 map pools will always start to become, well, they become harder and harder year after year.
Yeah.
And this year, it's a pretty tough map pool, I'm not gonna lie.
It is, especially for round of 16. There's some pretty difficult maps that kind of stand out. So for lower ranked players, it's kind of gonna be tough, but we're gonna be see an HR1 pick, yeah, from Belgium. First pick makes sense. And the thing with Team Peru is that they have 2 pretty damn strong players in Lunatic and Islux. Kaime is kind of below in terms of raw skill, I'd say. Still a solid player though, but I think Belgium wants to go for the consistency on kind of a higher level here for HR in order to get just a better 3-man score than Peru, and yeah, that's gonna be a first miss for Kaime.
Yeah, exactly. That's the likely tackle. We had a miss for Cake Noob on the end of Belgium as well, so it's not too big of a problem right now. But Kaima really gonna have to up his level to the very limit. Islux and Lunacy Kid. Well, despite the fact that Lunacy Kid is a fairly new player from what I saw, definitely rose in the ranks quite quickly. Yeah. Islux is a more well-known player, and Kame already struggling on a couple of these. Those also less fanboys, however, gotta follow that up. So the Belgians are not running away with the score just quite yet.
Yeah, this is still getting pretty close. It's 2 misses for Belgium from Otto Fanboy and Cake Noob. Cake Noob was at the very beginning though, so this is not gonna cost them as much. But Kaime again finding another miss, not really managing to build any combo is gonna be really tough for Peru. And this is where Belgium wants to push. But again, Otto Fanboy finding another miss, so this is gonna keep it even.
Exactly. Will it be due to lack of practice or what is going on? Also, Let's Fanboy. Not the performance that we're used to seeing him. And Kaime is just mostly going to trade these misses. So for now, again, Belgium's only really leading by just about 20,000 points. Kaime might increase that lead now a little bit with another miss over there. That's all Belgium really has to do now. Push, push, and push. Cake Noob and Elskef are still performing really well.
Oh.
2 misses. Oh.
Yeah, that's a miss from Lunatic Kid. This is the miss that they did not want. They have 2 very solid players in Islux and Lunatic Kid, so they need to hold, and now it's going to be real tough. Though it's a double miss from Belgium in Elskef and Cake Noob, so this is also going to give a bit of a combo advantage to Peru, but it's gone as long as Kaime just missed, so this is going to be tough for them.
Many things happening on screen right now. Actually, Kaime missed, then Elskef missed, then Lunatic Kid missed just right after each other. So Belgium is in a fairly comfortable lead, considering the fact that almost everybody seems to miss regularly. Islux now coming in with the first miss as well. And that's the 80,000 score deficit. So it's looking like the Belgians are slowly creeping up on that score.
Yeah, that's the thing. When Peru cannot get any big combos left, and the map is like 3/4 over, they cannot really get any big combos to pull the score back. They will not have the time to do that. Even though Elskef found a miss, I don't think that's gonna be enough. Because Cake Noob and Fanboy, still have it, and that gonna finish it, I think, with that double miss from Lunatic Kid and Kaime.
Yeah, exactly. That hurts a lot right at the end too, because the Belgians aren't like miles ahead or anything, and the Peruvians were able to hold on to the combos from there on. Then there would have been a different thing to consider here. Then Peru might have been able to take back the score line here, but so far, slowly and steadily, the Belgians seem to be taking this one. Peru never was really ahead in this map, and they were just able to build out their lead as far as they're now. The Belgians, about 100,000 points of difference, but that's just gonna be enough, right?
Yeah, and as we've said at the beginning of the map, it's kind of a third player thing here. Everybody's doing kind of well on the map, but they came slightly behind. This is gonna be rough for Peru, because Islux and Lunatic Kid really good performances, matching the performances actually of other Belgian players, but this is not gonna be enough as a 3-man roster performance for Peru, which was expected on HR consistency. Maybe Peru can get some picks where they have 3 solid players and manage to get a pick out of Belgium, because it looks like the top 2 players from each team are going to be competing against each other, and there's not that much of a difference between them.
Cake Noob now saying that they were struggling a little bit with the lag spike, so maybe that might have affected the score a little bit. But if we consider Kaime scoring about the same points as Islux, then this would have been a very close pick.
Yeah.
So Hard Rock definitely not the forte, but if they see some sorts of opportunity hidden, or especially no mod, they might be able to do things here. And actually, something really interesting happening here, something that I suggested in an earlier match, mixed mod being picked, actually makes a ton of sense for teams such as the Peruvian one.
It does, because you see on these mixed mods that are quite easier than the pool overall, especially on no mod, you can have a third player that's maybe a bit weaker, play no mod and do a really good score. Well, Lunatic Kid, I think, should pick HR, and Islux HD is a really good HD player, and now on this pick they have a very strong 3-man roster, which I think is going to be able to compete against Belgium.
Exactly, and I think that we can kind of reckon what the Peruvians will be trying to do, I think Islux is likely going to go for the hard rock mod here. Kaima is likely going to be opting for no mod. And then the Lunatic Kid hidden. Well, actually, we can't be entirely sure. Obviously, Islux and the Lunatic Kid being like fairly similar ranks. We can't quite say similar rank because it's still a 100 rank difference between. Actually, no, never mind me. I was looking wrong at the rank. It's actually very similar ranked players there. So it really just comes down to personal preference at this point. I think that both players should be very much able to play this, but looking at his profile, more of a hidden player.
Yeah. And on the other side, we should see probably Zin playing HD. He's a good HD player. The rest, yeah, it's up to the players. It's gonna be Otto's fanboy playing HR and Quinton, now called Elskef, gonna be playing Nomad. Makes sense. And I definitely think this has the potential to be a very competitive point for Peru. They definitely have the chance to take it.
Exactly. As long as Kaima can get into a sort of rhythm and try and follow up on the higher ranked players, then there's a very good chance for the Peruvian team to pick up a couple of points against Belgium. Especially if we're going to have any sort of technical issues, as we just saw with Cake Noob or whatever. That could all affect the match, and obviously that's not what you want to see. You don't want to see the team losing due to lag spikes or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
But it's just something that happens. We've got to stay realistic here too. So, Peruvian pick, mixed mod. Let's see it happen. Well, we're actually trying to get the multiplayer lobby underway, but it's struggling a tad bit.
Yeah, should be good.
Here we are, back into the lobby. It seems Zine still trying to load up their client. Will they be able to do it this time round? Let us all pray.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. Match is not started though, so yeah, the ref can just abort. Yep, looks like the lobby's broken. Happens.
Alright, then we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, I just had a quick little look at the other match. It seems that Denmark was able to win that one 6-5 over Colombia. So congratulations to them. That was a bit of a banger of a match, wasn't it? Have you checked it out?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was. I checked it, and it was really back and forth actually. At the beginning, I really thought like Denmark got it, then Colombia, then Denmark come back, and they win on the tiebreaker that they were losing at the beginning. So yeah, really nice match. I think this is one of the closest matches that we saw this week, because we've seen a lot of not so close matches, even though we've had some pretty interesting ones.
Yeah, there were a couple which I believe that the scoreline didn't quite represent them too well, but you have that very often. Where you just feel that the other team deserved a little bit more, but you know, eventually if you're just looking at statistics, that's just not what comes across to the people watching, right? So 6-5 is always a nice scoreline to see. Still get to see that tiebreaker being played. It's all worth it in the end. But well, if the Peruvians are able to pick up their points consistently in this game as well, we might very well work towards a tiebreaker as well. Really depends on the Belgian mental as well, and on their OSU client issues, right? So we're gonna have to wait and see for that to get fixed.
Exactly. Because on the other hand, I also want to mention that Belgium, as a roster, since they have more flexibility, they really have, I think, on their picks a big advantage, because they can really use the stronger players, the specialists, on picks that are gonna hurt for Peru, which on the other hand doesn't really have any strong picks that they can go for. I would have said that maybe low AR HD would have been their strong suit, but it was banned by Belgium, so this is gonna be tough for them. It's really gonna depend on how good they do on their own picks, because I think most of the time Belgium is just gonna be getting really nice scores on their own picks and guarantee them. So yeah, Peru really needs to show up on their own picks.
Yeah, they could fantastically use hard rock or double time. That's just all at Belgium's disposal,
Yeah.
probably, because it is very likely that they're just going to be able to outplay Kama on that. Likely not able to play at that level quite yet. So Peru, all they can really opt for is try to win all the no mods, all the mixed mods, and then work towards 5 points. Just focus on their own performance. Don't watch the Belgians, and you could always have a lucky point appear every so often within like one of the hard rock maps, double time maps. You never know what will happen. But now, firstly, let's see whether the Peruvians are able to make their wish come true on their own maps here. So finally getting into it, Scene finally was able to join the lobby. We're on the way on the second map here.
Yeah. So yeah, this mixed mod, oh, this is already a miss from Multikid, but actually traded by Utuales fanboy, so both HR down. This map is quite harder on HR than the other mods, I'd say. It's still kinda tricky with HD, should be fine no mod. It's just a matter of consistency on these mods. But HR, it's kinda tricky. So gotta look out for these HR misses.
But not only the HR players will be missing here, Karma now coming in with the first miss with the no mod players, and that's going to give Belgium a bit of a lead. Karma actually missing twice as well as this looks. And there you can see the blue bar growing on the end of Belgium. Also, this fanboy is going to hinder that a little bit by missing themselves, but Karma seems to be consistently missing, being a little too quick for their liking probably.
Yeah, it's really tough. You don't want your nomad player to be missing a lot. You want them to be really consistent and guaranteeing a good score while the modded players cannot tank them up. But here it's really tough. Actually, everyone missing on the Peruvian side. Again, Multikid. Utuales fanboy has been trading a bit, but Zind is gonna find a miss. But still, 1FC on the side of Belgium with Elskef. Actually, these misses from Belgium might get it a bit closer if Peru manages to get some combo here.
Yeah, realistically speaking, after Zine is going to be back to the combo, it should only be a difference of about 45 points. And also, that's Fanboy with a miss on the slow parts. Those are very tricky. People on stream, it looks a lot easier than it is to play. I mostly dislike the slow parts of a lot of maps when I ever play Hard Rock. And as you can see, that score is actually working its way towards Peru now.
Exactly, still not a 200 combo for Utuales fanboy and Zane. They're gonna take a while to get there. And Peru actually managed to get a lot of combo really from the slow part, but this is a triple miss from the team, which is terrible for them. They're not gonna be able to come back from this. They need another miss from Belgium.
That's absolutely devastating. Zine missing there just a single time, well, 2 times in a row, but that's still not 3 times in a row. Also, that's Fanboy once again missing though, so maybe Peru can fancy that, but Islux seems to be unable to hold combo as well. Still a bit of a battle, it's becoming ever so closer, but Peru seems to be edged out just this little tad bit once more.
Oh, it's really a shame that they got a triple miss here. Without that, I think they were in the lead here, but unfortunately that's not what's happening right now, especially with Elskef Quinton actually managing, it looks like, to FC the map. It's a big nomad score for Belgium, and it's gonna secure them the point here. Nice try though from Peru. I think it was a good pick, just kind of didn't work in their favor. A couple misses at the wrong spots, but it was a nice try.
Exactly, very important the score there for El Scaffa. Unfortunately, Kaima wasn't able to follow up on that because that is a 120,000 score deficit that he had compared to El Scaffa. If that were negated somehow, then that point would have definitely gone to Peru for sure. But Belgium makes it out alive of the Peru's first pick, and they're able to pick again. Already having momentum on their end, and as I predicted, they're going to be going for double time now. The one with the quickest AR as well, 8.6 as far as I can remember. Yeah, that's definitely going to work in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same strategy that we've talked about, and that actually kind of worked on HR1. Just pick the difficult maps, the maps that are with a high approach rate, which is gonna hurt a lot for KMA. I think Lunatic and Islux should be able to get good scores, but a third player deficit is really huge, especially on these earlier pools. Even though it's kind of a hard pool, you cannot really have a single player carry, even 2 players carry. It's really a 3-man performance that matters here. And on the 3-man roster, as we've said, Belgium is just kind of stronger every time. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing this. I would think that Cake Noob should be playing this over Zin probably. I don't know if it's just that she isn't on the lobby yet, but she's a really solid high AR DT player, so should be seeing her. But yeah, looks like a strong Eurostar for Belgium either way.
Correct. Well, there she is, joining the lobby there for Belgium. Hopefully the lag spike problems won't occur once more. That would always be a shame. And here we really have to be looking out for Karma once more. I don't like highlighting the guy on performance because that is obviously not. I don't want to like put shame onto the person, but it's always a factor you have to account for, especially with teams like Peru, and it's especially on maps like this where you will see a difference between people ranked in the 3-digit range compared to the people in the 4-digit range. There's still a fairly large gap to bridge there, so gotta keep that in mind. Then again, Belgium does have some misses every so often too, like quite consistently too. So if Lunatic Kid and Islux were able to hold a combo for long, that might still be a very exciting game on our hands. But then again, Lunatic Kid here with the first miss, and Belgium is going to be able to take that early lead.
Yeah, and it's quite a short map, so every miss matters here. Especially, I think, on this map, Belgium should not leave that much of an opening for Peru to take the point. So yeah, again, KMI missing after 200 combo is going to hurt a lot for the Peruvian team. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's going to be really tough to take this point for Peru. As I've said, Belgium can really just hammer in these own picks and yeah, secure good scores, which is happening right now. The map is already halfway through and still no misses in sight.
Yeah, great performance for the Belgians so far too. Honestly, the Peruvians aren't doing bad either. Lunatic Kid with the one little hiccup at the start, and Islux still FC. I'm also performing really well here. Now missing, right as I said, at a 270 combo, so that's sadly gonna take away some of their score. It's gonna be traded with AutoLS Fanboy, but there's just more missing on the side of Karma. Islux also missing there, and the Belgians are in the driver's seat for sure now.
Oh, still they're gonna find 2 misses, 3 misses actually, but the thing is, Peru doesn't have the combo to take the opportunity and really get some score back up, so this is not gonna go in favor of Peru. But yeah, 3 misses from Belgium was kind of an opening. Unfortunately, no FC left from Peru, so it's gonna go to Belgium quite convincingly. Nice pick from them.
Yeah, just a very solid performance there for the Belgian team. Well, they kind of choked up a little bit at the very end of the map, so luckily they're not playing a top-seeded team yet, because we've seen some scores over 2.9 million on this map too. But then again, definitely more than enough to beat Peru here. Solid performance over there as well. It's actually only having a 5 misser, but sadly those misses were fairly well spread across the latter part of the map too, so their score is only 884,000. So it's just not quite enough, and every single time it seems that Belgium is able to edge out the picks of Peru, and well, they have a lot of comfy picks for themselves to go after every single time. So there's just 2 things working against Peru's favor, and there's gotta be a need for something to happen in order for that to change. Peru might have to go into a Nomad pick next and just hope that the nerves will affect the Belgians a little more than the Peruvians, but for that it might be a little late already, considering they're 3 points behind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the thing is, now that they've failed at getting their first pick, they need a breakpoint on Belgium, which is going to be really, really hard. But yeah, they're going to need a breakpoint on Belgium to still be competing for this match. But this is going to be a Nomad 1 pick, consistency pick, long Nomad, very classic map. So I think it's once again a good idea, because it's probably a map that KMA can play properly, and Lunatic Kid and Islux should be securing good points. But yeah, at this point, when you're picking Nomad 1, you're kind of just hoping that the enemy team kind of crumbles on the consistency and gets you a couple openings, but it's never an easy pick, because especially against a stronger team than you.
Yeah, you always have the odds against you, and you're just hoping for something to happen, but that's not the way to win a game. Actually, you're just going to have to overpower the other team, and so far it's not looking like Peru has the firepower to do that at all. So they're just going to have to up their performance, really, and I know that's just, sounds a lot easier than it really truly is, but that's all you can do.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's how it is. Yeah, for a lot of these lower seeded teams, it's really rough, because you lost against a strong team, most likely on the first round of 32, and then you go down in the loser bracket, and you're still against a team that has the potential to go kind of far in the tournament, that has the potential to be really strong, especially a team like Belgium that's actually high seed and not, that's, yeah, above 16. So, quite a strong team.
Fairly strong team, but sometimes a little bit inconsistent, and as shown already over here, Jesse just entered the lobby for the first time in Belgium, and together with also less Fanboy, there's been 2 misses on the side of Belgium already. Luna's a kid already missed twice though, so score line is still quite even.
Kind of surprising to see misses in being throughout the map, but I guess that's just getting used to the AR maybe after the last peak. So players should be able to build a nice combo on this map. It's pretty long, it doesn't really have any big spikes, so all a matter of consistency here.
Exactly, yeah. 4 minutes 21 seconds is one of the longer picks in the map pool as well, so love to see those. Maybe kind of tickles the nerves of both teams and shows how hardened these players are. And so far, it's looking quite equal across the board. Peru still having a tad bit of a lead here, only by a couple of thousands of points.
Yeah, and at this point, I think a miss from either team would sway the score in a direction or the other by quite a lot. So we're going in the first Ki, and so far everybody recovering nicely from the intro misses. Especially Peru actually doing really well. Oh, and it's gonna be miss from Kim on the burst. And yeah, as I've said, it's gonna cost a lot for Peru.
Yeah, exactly. You can immediately see that the score swings back to Belgium. But then again, it's not a disaster quite yet. There's still plenty of things that could happen. It's a long pick, and the Belgians are just going to have to keep on mushing those keys and hoping they're going to be able to catch everything, because Peru is right on their tails.
Yeah, though, it looks missed, so this is gonna be really tough for Peru, especially before the slow part. You never want to miss before the slow part. And that leaves a lot of breathing room for Belgium. They recovered from their early misses, and everybody's holding like 800 combos, which is really nice. On the other hand, only Lunatic Kid with the big combo. Though Peruvian players will be able to recover back to 200, so the score gap shouldn't be too bad. And a couple of misses from Belgium should be able to leave an opening to Peru, but for that they need to hold.
And they don't. They actually won't be able to hold. Kama seemingly struggling a little bit with those sped up left-right. We saw that with the bursty part in the previous Ki as well. Missing right before this Ki as well. Isluk's gonna follow that up once more. Lunatic Kid is the only player on the Peruvian side with a bit of consistency here, whereas the Belgians are all over the 1000 combo mark already, and it's just building up upon that lead that they have already been able to achieve. So pretty good over on that side.
And yeah, this is looking really nice for Belgium here on the consistency. It was a bit scary to see those misses at the beginning. What was Fanboy gonna find a miss though? But yeah, this is not nearly enough for Peru to come back from this. I believe it's still quite like, if every Belgian player really crumbles on the end, it could be enough, but at this point we're kind of hoping for a miracle.
And that just seems to be the theme for every single map in this matchup so far. Sadly enough, Peru just not quite as consistent as the Belgians, even though if you can just consider the scoreline, it's always fairly close. It's not like the Belgians have ran away with 500,000 points of difference so far on any of these maps. But then again, 2 misses coming in for Islis and Kaima once more towards the ending. Every single Ki, they seem to be missing just a couple of notes, and that's just a lot less than the Belgians have so far.
Exactly. And yeah, surprisingly, there's still only one FC from each side, but yeah, it's again a matter of support players getting some combo, and here it wasn't enough in the consistency. It was a bet that could have worked, but it quite didn't work here. Nice try again, I want to say, from Peru. They don't have that many opportunities for points in this match, but I think this was a nice pick, just kind of didn't work because Belgium is very solid on this. Almost two FCs because Jesse missed that like in the first 100 combo. So yeah, and only 3 misses from as well as Fanboy. 980k is really high. So
yeah, you're right.
I also didn't notice that Lotskis was one of the players that missed in the beginnings. No FCs from Peru, but still not that bad scores, but just not enough to beat Belgium.
Exactly. If the Lunatic Kid's score was used 3 times, or at least if his score was counted for 3 times, I'm pretty sure that the Belgians would have still won it, actually, considering the fact that both Jesse and Elskef have a higher score than Lunatic Kid, so very little that Peru could do there, even with just that very slight little slip up at the very beginning of the map. Lunatic Kid already was trailing behind those Belgian players too. Despite the fact that this is pretty much the best tactic that they can utilize against Belgium, it's still, you still have to hope for misses over on that side. And so far, they're just not really giving it an inch, or at least they are missing. Surely they are. Not enough. And that's exactly what the Belgians are abusing after all those no more than mixed match picks from the Peruvian side. They just go into Hard Rock once more, go into double time, pick all those high AR maps, and try to run away in a fort. So, will the Peruvians have an answer to this? Very likely not, considering the previous couple of points, but they're gonna have to try anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. Here, no pity from Belgium. They're just going for the difficult map over and over against Peru, and they know that they're gonna struggle on these. Especially this HR, I want to say, is probably one of the hardest maps in the pool, due to the CS especially. It's fairly high, and the reading requirement is also pretty high because of the gimmick of the map of always going one side and the other on AR10, which is pretty tough. So yeah, this is going to be, once again, I think, really tough for Peru, even with really, really high scores from Lutkin and Istox. I think this is going to be really hard, given that the Belgium players have a really solid roster once again on HR. As we've seen, there's most likely going to be a couple of openings, but if Peru doesn't capitalize on them, once again, this is going to go for Belgium.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be scary for a couple of these players to see a mapped by Ken be played with Hard Rock in round of 16. It's not something that we're used to seeing as well. It's just that the difficulty of the map pools will increase year by year, and it's just, skill level is also increasing in general by the players, so you gotta have to do that. But people like Kame and 4 digits, they're not quite used to this kind of stuff. And Islux isn't like a characteristically Hard Rock type player as well, so will they have an answer for the Belgian Mites here? Likely not, but we will have to wait and see. So far, everybody holding on to a combo. Kame and Elskef are both missing there. That's going to level out. Also, Les Fanboy actually also missing, together with Kame once more, who missed a couple extra notes. But due to the combo on the side of Lunatic Kid and Islux, it's going to be Peru to take an early lead.
Yeah, especially with Elskef finding a couple of misses. Here, the strategy of actually having 2 big carry scores from Lunatic and Islux could work in Peru's favor if Belgium doesn't get like 3 really good scores. And so far, it's working. Kame is still a bit behind, but this is enough for Peru to keep the score advantage and actually do something with this map, especially with Cake Noob missing a couple of nodes here. This is looking very good for Peru.
Oh, Islux also missed right before that spinner though. A couple extra misses compared to Cake Noob as well, so that's, well, it's gonna level out. It seems that Peru have lost a couple of points, but Islux missed there. Might just swing it back to Belgium. However, Kame is doing quite well, considering he's back to tuning combo. Also, Les Fanboy dropping there as well. Peru might have their first shot at this one, 2/3 into the map. It's looking pretty good.
Lunatic Kid really needs to hold. The pressure is on him on this map. And Kame is still actually getting a really nice combo, 300, doing his job as support combo. Is still gonna find a miss, but this is getting really close. Any miss counts here.
Yeah, those sliders are pretty rough indeed, but Islux and Lunatic Kid will have to hold the line as well. Any misses might still be able to turn it for Belgium. Kame with another miss there, and we're really nearing back to the Belgian side on that scoreboard, and it seems that Belgium is going to be able to take it right before the end unless they just blow up right now. Yeah, you're right.
Actually gonna find the miss, and this is just gonna solidify the lead for Belgium, and they're gonna take it. It's so sad and so tragic for Peru. They actually held the combo so far into the map, especially Lunatic Kid almost FCing the map against no FCs at all for Belgium. Quite lower scores compared to Lunatic Kid, but it wasn't enough again because the Belgium strategy of going for a weaker third player is working. It's such a shame though, because Islux and Lunatic Kid were actually kind of popping off on this map and got better scores than several Belgian players. But yeah, this is once again going to Belgium. Kind of sad that Peru didn't get this one. I love the Belgian teams, but yeah, it would be nice to see Peru get at least 1 point, and maybe they can do it on their potential last pick, actually.
Yeah, you're right. It's very tragic to see, especially when they were able to lead that map until the last 10 seconds of it or so. It just gotta sting a little bit more. Luckily they, well, unless they have the stream open in another tab, which I don't know if whether that's a good tactic. They didn't know that would happen, because that would be an even bigger blow to the face. Now it's just a matter of getting as many points as we possibly can. They're going for hidden this time around, which well, might be a bit of a kamikaze tactic, don't you believe? Because well, they tried mixed bot and no bot, but
yeah, the thing is, at this point they're kind of, not in a bad way, but they're kind of desperate for points. They just have to try something, and Peru is not that bad of an HD roster, I think. Yeah, Xbox was pretty good at HD, but yeah, it's kind of scary to go for this HD at this point in the match, but yeah, what else can they do? They've seen that consistency, raw consistency didn't work out. The other mixed mod is pretty different, low AR HD, probably not very good for Peru, and still also probably not very good for the Nomad player. So yeah, just go for HD at this point, you never know what could happen. I don't think going DT would be the right option anyway, so yeah, why not?
Exactly. It's just that Peru's trying to find that Achilles heel from Belgium, but so far that search has not yielded anything useful, so they're gonna have to go for hidden just to try something else. That is really all they can do at this point. It might just work, but then again, the Belgian hidden roster isn't all too bad either. So it's a gamble, but it's a gamble they'll have to take. Lunatic Kid here again with the first miss for the Peruvian team. The Belgians are going to be able to lead this map a little bit early on.
Oh, and even more with these two misses from Xbox and Lunatic Kid. The map is short. It's only 2 minutes, so you never want to miss after 200 combo here in the intro. That's gonna cost a lot of scores. Zin is gonna find the first miss for Belgium though, so it's still open for Peru, but they really need to hold now.
It's all a matter of holding the line at this point. Actually, Kame is the best performer for the Peruvian team at the moment, which is great to see. This looks like the Lunatic Kid can definitely play this type of stuff, so they're just gonna have to wait for some misses on the Belgian side, which there's a couple from Zine. Kame's, yes, they're also missing though, so that's not gonna level out. That's actually gonna give Peru the combo advantage at the moment, and they can see that too.
Exactly, they can see that. Unfortunately on this one, this kid is kind of crumbling, but he's been holding the combo. The axe is kind of lower though, but this is still 2 400 combos for Peru against one big combo from Elskef. Kame gonna find another miss, which is really not what you want here. It's traded by Jesse a bit later, but Kame dropped more notes than him, so it's still on the table for Peru, but oh well, that kid actually missing is huge here.
Yeah, and then again, Kame seemed to lost the rhythm a little bit, while Elskef is back up to 700 combo. Yes, it seems to be growing back to 200, and Zine has finally got them back on their feet as well. And now a 70k score differential has to be bridged right at the end of the map. Well, Skeff's miss is the first thing they need. They need Zine and Jesse to miss as well, but Kame is gonna miss as well. And that will probably seal the deal, considering we have about 10 seconds left.
Yeah, no, that's it. Oh, even with the two misses from Belgium, it's too late. Yeah, not at the right moment. And this is once again going to be a breakpoint for Belgium, and they're going to take this one 6-0. A comfortable match for Belgium. Unfortunately, now Peru are out of the tournament after this loser bracket loss. Still, huge respects to them. It's really nice to see these lower teams actually qualifying. They barely had 3 players to actually play the match, so still, props to them for showing up and putting on a nice fight. And again, I want to still big congrats to Kame as well, because it's not easy to go in such a match against such good players and try your best again, even if you know that you were kind of the weaker player. It's still really nice of him to try his best and actually doing quite a nice score here on the last map. So once again, good job.
Yeah, my respects indeed. Yeah, well played by all players over there. With a bit of a hindered roster, still played really well, and actually considering just looking at the results in this game, only really differing in score most of the time between the 50 and 100,000 points, which is only like a couple of misses. It's not bad at all. Well played for Peru. It was all just a little too much. Yeah, the Belgians were able to capitalize on that, despite me believing that it wasn't their A game either. Could have been played better by Belgium over there as well, but it wasn't enough to overcome the Peruvian wall. And they're going to be advancing further down into the losers bracket. We're going to have to say our goodbyes to Peru after a couple of matches, and it was nice to see them. But it's all, you know, it's all motivation for improvement for the next year as well, right? Especially when you're at that stage at 4 digits-ish, there's still lots that can be improved in a short amount of time, and they'll definitely be back from that. I can't wait to see it.
Exactly. Lots of room to grow. Use this as motivation and they can go far next year.
Yeah, just keep on practicing, man. That's all you gotta do. And that's all gonna be for us as well on this game. Over at the O2 Live channel, the main channel, there's still a game going on between Brazil and the United Kingdom. Currently a scoreline of 1-2-3. And they're going to be duking it out. It seems that the UK is performing a little bit better, but Brazil is trying their best as well. So go over there, quickly leave us, and enjoy that match as well. Real man, thanks for commentating.
Yep.
Sorry for being a tad bit late. But,
No issue.
professionalism's sake, we'll mention that, right? But alright, take care, everybody.
Yep.
And
Take
have
care.
fun with that final match, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.